does it do for your team when you see a save that big at a crucial time of the game?
Yeah, it was the turning point, I thought, for sure. Like, I mean, you don't like seeing that happen. It was a bit of a tough change on our part, and he bailed us out. And then for us to go right back down and score, it was the difference in the game, in my opinion.
What did you see from that young goalie tonight that really impressed you?
He played the way we've seen him play in the past. He was confident, and I felt like his reads were on tonight, and that allowed him to make some of those, cross ice or, seam saves that he made tonight. Early on, I don't think he was all that busy. I thought our guys in front of him did a really good job with their sticks and blocking shots, and he didn't have to make a lot of saves, which was maybe more important for me as the team played the right way tonight.
What does it say about this team to come off of 3 horrific games and do this to the defending champions?
I don't like to use that word. I mean, we got away a little bit from the way we've started to learn how to play. And, if you come to the rink not in the right mindset for our team anyways, we can't rely on one person. So we have to have a really good team game, and that slipped a little bit. And I was more than pleased with a group of 6 or 7 of our players tonight, the older guys that I felt really stepped up, and they led tonight, and that's what you want to keep seeing.
That first half of the game where Dustin Wolf wasn't as busy, what was the biggest reason why that was? Was it just the execution on what was going on with the defensive game plan? How would you explain it?
No, I think it was just a better connection. We did a much better job of coming back to our own zone hard as a group of forwards, so we didn't give them the room. And if you don't give good players, good teams room, you force them to dump the puck in, and I thought we did that a lot tonight. So the games where we struggle, we aren't connected, we're a little bit loose, and there's too much room on the ice. But the way we played tonight, there was a real good connection between our forwards and D.
The last time Dustin Wolf was here, we saw him in that loss against San Jose.
Yeah.
It wasn't completely his fault, but we could tell in the media after he took it pretty tough.
Yeah.
How does it feel to see him have that performance tonight against Vegas? And obviously it's a complete 180 from what we saw from him a couple days earlier.
Well, like I said before, Dustin did a good job for us in the net, but for me it was more about the response that we got from our entire group, right? So this wasn't a one-person night for me. This was the whole collective night where I thought we were good from start to finish, and I thought our work ethic was where it needed to be, and I thought there was a great connection.
It seemed like your group had a lot of zone time and chances the first 2 periods and just couldn't get rewarded. What changed for you guys in the third?
You stick with it. I mean, they do things well on the other side too, and their guys make saves. And I think if you stick with, there's certain nights where you want to make some adjustments because things aren't working. There's other nights where you feel like eventually if we continue to play this way, something's going to go for us. Tonight was one of those nights. So we just wanted them to keep doing what they were doing.
Dryden's night, maybe, and a bit about what he has to do to maintain up at an NHL level.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked a lot about Dryden over the last little while, because he is the guy that right now we can move up and down the lineup. So sometimes he's in a 4th line role where the expectation is there'll be no chances against, and you'll be a hard guy to play against. Sometimes he's bumped up to a line like he was tonight, where we feel he has a good skill set to go along with a little bit of edge that. On a line with Sharon and Maddie, we felt like that was important for us to have someone that would be hard on pucks and be strong and know how to get a puck out but still be able to make plays. And I think he was a big reason why Maddie scored. It was the second effort on that as well. So he's got a little bit of both. So it's a package that we feel we can utilize him in a lot of different ways.
Right. What specifically for you tonight was going to be most telling after a few tough ones in a row?
Well, for me, I always look at how hard our forwards come back into our own zone early on. And if you have not just 1 or 2 guys doing it, line after line doing it, then I have a good feeling that the guys are going to play the right way. So that for me is the tell all the time.
You talked about everyone playing the right way, but I think it's human nature that we kind of need to be shown that what we're doing is working. So is there just these guys may have needed, there's new players, there's new faces, they may have needed to see that doing it together and putting in the work together would yield results. Is that fair?
Sure. I mean, I think by now our guys, even the guys that are just brought into our room, they all understand how we have to play to have success. So if we deviate from it much at all, then it doesn't work for our team. So I just like the way they are when you have a complete game, and they know it, and that's the most important thing for me is that they know it. They know when they played well, and they know why we had success, which is maybe more important.
Ryan, Blake said they had like a meeting just talking about the past 72 hours. How How good has it been to rely on the likes of Blake to get your message across to the players?
Yeah, as I mentioned, there were 7 of them that we leaned on a little bit and had a good conversation with, and they were the guys that showed up for us tonight. And really, it's no surprise for me. They've been that way all year. So you come through tough times at certain portions of the season, and you expect your leaders to be your best players, and tonight was another example of that.
And what was the message for you during that conversation today?
It's just stuff that we keep inside.
Ryan, understanding that Coronato's been working on sort of
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff other than the offense, what do you think it does for him to get another one at this level?
Well, he's going to feel good about himself for sure. Matty, we talked this morning about guys, they're trying to find their way and grab hold of being an NHL player all the time, and Matty's in that category as well. So the part that I like about him is he is a student. He wants to be better in a lot of different areas. So he's trying to improve his defensive side of the game. And if he's able to generate and get a few goals along the way, then that's going to kind of allow him to feel, I think it'll let him feel pretty good about, I can do my job at this end and yet I can still score at the other end, because he has a great release like we saw tonight. And at that time of the game, I was happy to see him score for sure.